With the inauguration now just days away, some of Vermont's top political leaders are taking a stand with Planned Parenthood of Northern New England, saying they will protect people's right to reproductive health care. Fox 44's Matt Holderman spoke with Vermont lawmakers today.
Nothing could be more important as we face Monday.
This coming Monday marks the start of the second Trump presidency, and some Vermont lawmakers are already sounding the alarm on certain issues. Thursday afternoon, some of the state's top Democrats joined the CEO of Planned Parenthood Northern New England in a show of solidarity at the State House, promising Vermonters they will do all they can to keep access to reproductive and sexual health care open for everyone in the state.
I think we will need to draw a line in the very near future and protect Vermonters from the greatest harms coming from a new administration in the federal government.
Last August, Planned Parenthood Northern New England announced they are currently dealing with a funding deficit of $8.6 million. CEO Nicole Clegg says if Trump were to put another gag rule on Title X funding, just like he did in his first term, it would put them over $10 million in debt.
Losing Title X funding would add an additional $1.7 million burden to our funding gap and would harm patients' ability to receive care on a sliding fee scale.
As a result, some are calling on state lawmakers to add funding for Planned Parenthood to the state budget. But some legislators I've spoken with have shared concerns that there may not be any room for it in this year's budget. So while it's unlikely to happen in 2025, some money is already being doled out in other ways. Clegg says recently the Vermont Department of Health, with approval from Republican Governor Phil Scott, has awarded them $100,000 for inventory supplies. Additionally, State Senator Ginny Lyons, chair of the Senate Health and Welfare Committee, says they will soon introduce a bill that bolsters Vermont's SHIELD law, protecting caregivers who provide abortions and other care to out-of-staters.
The concern, of course, is what's happening on the IT world about geo-tracking and collecting information about people that's not HIPAA protected. So we will be looking at that.
In Montpelier, Matt Holderman, Fox 44 News.
Vermont Senate Minority Leader Scott Beck also commented on Planned Parenthood of Northern New England's funding gap today, saying he thinks both chambers will address the issue. The Republican writes, quote, "I can't predict what the Trump administration may or may not do. As far as Planned Parenthood's $8.6 million funding deficit from a previous year, I expect the House Health Care and Senate Health and Welfare Committees will consider this topic and determine whether to make a recommendation to the respective appropriations committees." End quote.